WFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego. The NFL plays here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Always live on the free Odyssey app. This program is sponsored and produced by Let's Talk Hookup. Opinions and offers expressed during this program are not those of Odyssey or 97.3 The Fan. Sometimes they tell some pretty hefty fish stories. We don't know if they're true or not.
And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Cory Sanden, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Cory Sanden.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup, man. Do we have a fun show for today? Pete Gray's taking this one off and hanging out, and we want to wish him a very happy birthday from last week. And boy, do we have a fun show for today. Cory and I are going to be in the studio with one of my absolute favorite fishermen and a true legend in our fishing industry. Captain Pete Groesbeck is going to be joining us. We've got a ton to talk about. The fish are biting, the weather's right. It is locals summer. You stay tuned. We got a great one for you. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. This is Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
This Labor Day, your San Diego County Ford dealer proudly salutes you during the Ford Labor Day Sell-a-thon. For 5 days only, get limited time deals across many of Ford's award-winning lineup of trucks and SUVs. A lineup featuring California's #1 truck brand with Ford F-Series, the all-electric Ford Mustang Mach-E, the iconic Ford Bronco, and the versatile Ford Maverick truck. It's your chance to save, whether it's gas, hybrid, or all-electric. Find the perfect Ford for you during the Labor Day Sell-a-thon. Everything ends September 2nd, so don't wait. Hurry into your local San Diego County Ford dealer today.
Introducing new Power Pro Max 8 microfilament braided fishing line. It's built for offshore anglers seeking smooth casting and control. Power Pro Max 8 features an 8-carrier Spectra HT construction that cuts through current with ease for precise vertical jigging with a 25% thinner diameter. Available in white and metered 4-color for trolling spread control and precise jigging depths. It's stronger, smoother, and thinner. Power Pro Max 8 is now available at your tackle retailer.
Inside information is everything when it comes to catching fish in Southern California. You need a code group to connect with what's happening on the water. FishDope.com is your code group. Inside information available at your fingertips 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane, along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. They become your code group. You get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Quintin, 365 days a year. FishDope.com has online planning tools, temperature and chlorophyll charts, hot bite icons, and more. Take it from me, if you don't have FishDope.com, you're not part of the in-the-know crowd. Membership is affordable and good for an entire year. Plus, use the special code and save $30 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
All right, good morning. Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. And stoked to be in studio, man. The weather, tropical yesterday.
Oh, dude.
Fish fighting, and who do we have in studio?
It was real, yeah. I am so stoked for today. You want to talk about a guy that is not the easiest to have come on the show because his work and travel and everything keeps him fishing or away all the time, is one of my really best friends in our industry and a great guy, and that's Captain Pete Groesbeck. And Pete, we're really stoked to have you on this morning and get to hang out and talk fishing with you. And first off, man, good morning. Thanks for coming and hanging with us.
Morning, guys.
We're real pumped to have you. And Pete's got, I was thinking about it this morning. Like, I talk to Pete twice a week, if not more, almost every day at the shop. A lot of stuff. Pete's in charge of so many things and fishing and a friend. And when I have questions, he's the guy that I call about things. But Pete, you've, we were talking before the show started about it's crazy that the years start ticking away and all the things you do. And what a fun career path you've got to have in fishing. And I know that Pete Gray loves telling the story of, being in San Diego and looking up to you when he was a kid, seeing you, with a little 17-foot boat in the Marlin Club going out fishing. And, always tells the stories like, man, Pete was like a highliner when we were kids. And it's just fun to think of the years that how fishing has taken you along a career path. And it's been a really fun story from being a kid that loved going offshore marlin fishing to you're the guy that runs one of the coolest fishing private operations on earth. And I can't wait to get to hang out and talk to you about it for the next couple hours.
Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it. I'm sitting there looking out the view here.
The world headquarters, man.
It all started right here.
Okay.
Being the pinhead down, doing the whole thing. And my brother bought the Prowler from Chuck Gillum in the 60s, late 60s, right? So we'd go jump on there and we'd go fish yellowtail in the spring, trying to get the count up.
Yeah.
Then I was commercial fishing and got in the yachts, but it was all started right here.
See,
like everybody else. A lot of people started right here.
And it's funny how many career paths, and you never know the trajectory they take, but how many of them start doing that same thing. So your gig started as a kid working on a boat, hopefully getting to go fishing for free in trade of scrubbing the boat afterwards and helping deal with sacks and hopefully
when your brother owns the boat, you pretty much go anytime you want.
You get to go.
But still, you still do the same thing.
Yeah, totally.
We were doing
probably more so if your younger brother. Man, you better get down in the scrub that lazaret out, boy.
Later, when they were squid around, and he was fishing, he'd come in from the Coronado Islands, but they would get in at 2:30 in the afternoon or something.
Yeah.
I remember. We'd jump on there at night and go to La Jolla and make squid, and then come back, park the boat, and he'd get on with all the people and they take off, go to the islands. So we're doing stuff like that. It was good. It was fun. You learn a lot, and you learn a lot that when you got into what I'm doing, the yachts and stuff, a lot of the stuff you learned right here is, it paid off taking it to that next level.
That's crazy. We've had so many cycles in this industry, like squid.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a period in the 80s where it was a thing, but what are you referring earlier than that? Like a cycle earlier?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And in the 60s, 70s.
And there was, this stuff was at the Coronados.
Right.
And then there was some years where there's tonnage at La Jolla.
Right.
But trying to get the bait and then get back the people up and all that, because they left at 2:30 in the morning.
Right.
And they got in at 2:30 in the afternoon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
And there's generations that don't even realize that. Excuse me, there was a 10 p.m. departure. There was a 2 a.m., a midnight, like all the landings would leave at those hours.
Yeah, you'd leave at 10, 11 o'clock, go albacore fishing, leave at 2 o'clock to go to the Coronados.
You see, that's the thing. Yeah. And it's funny, it kind of brings us a little bit around to the full circle that we're at now. Like that was before my time down here, but all the trips would leave in the dark and catch mackerel, right? You'd catch greenies, or like you say, or catching squid. But it was all making mackerel to supplement the bait, whether it was because you had chovy, you needed a big bait or whatever it might be. And, obviously things are different and changing and all those things now. And we'll obviously talk more about the bait situation later on in the show. But again, it was similar to the thing that we're in right now. The bait wasn't ideal at the time for the fish they were fishing for. So you'd leave in the dark.
It was straight anchovies. That's all you fish was anchovies. But that was when the albacore were here too. So, and then when they fish Coronados, they would take the chovies for chum and they'd catch the squid for the hook bait.
Isn't that crazy?
Just straight squid.
Right. And we're kind of in that era as we speak. I mean, the whole chovy thing is, a
lot of people don't know how to fish for it.
Dude, they're biting their nails off trying to figure out what they're going to do.
This little bait.
Right.
Wow, anchovies.
Right.
So it's good. It's all the way up. All the way up to Northern California. There's plenty of anchovies. They've really made a comeback. It's good.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right? I mean, people don't realize that chovy is like the main nucleus of the circle of life here.
Yes. Yep. Without the anchovies here, this it's with the bluefin are on, and it's a mainstay, for the feed. So it's good they come back. Everything happens in cycles.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
everything happens in cycles.
I mean, I hate to say it, but the older we get, the more we realize that, right?
It's amazing.
And it's and there's been a lot of fear from people of like, oh my God, we're never going to see a sardine again. And I see a couple of things happening. I see, like, and Cory, you've done this. You've done this. This was your gig working on the bait boats. Like, I don't think anybody would be a bit surprised to see whatever like local condition we're in. Moon phase sure seems to have a part of it change, and okay, bait catching again, whatever it did its in season ebb and flow and go right back to catching them and be gone. Or this could be the start of the transition of one cycle leading into another. Like, I doubt I wasn't around for it going from, anchovy to sardine or sardine to chovy the last time, but I'm sure it's not like a flip of a switch and all of a sudden there's never a sardine again. I'm sure it just, it tapers and slows. And
no, you're totally right. But
I don't know,
but, and Pete can attest to this. The bait does not like warm water, period. No. So what do we have on the beach right now? 72. I mean, it's in the 70s.
Right.
They don't dig it at all. And they're squirting out. I mean, they just, so when we see that water temp drop a degree or two.
Well, like earlier in the spring, it was straight chovies.
Yeah.
The water was cold.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're at a point where, we're in September.
Yeah.
Here,
right.
Right. I mean, the water's warm, and once that water cools down a degree or two, the Everingham Brothers Bait Company will be able to wipe the sweat off their forehead.
No doubt.
and not have to travel 6 to 8 hours one way.
Yeah.
What a kick-ass group those guys are. You know what I mean? Like, they just think about the pressure that's under those guys driving those boats and making those sets. I mean, every one of us, the three of us in this room, all the hundreds of people that are standing on the dock right behind us below the world headquarters, every skiff, everything, every single person. Our fishery is a live bait fishery. Like, everyone's relying on those guys to make a catch. And the demand, it's August. The demand on bait is always high. Throw in difficult conditions, and those guys are fishing 24 hours a day. We're just as frustrated as the people all that want the bait,
the guys that are catching them are just as frustrated, if not more, than they are.
Yeah, totally.
Right? People don't realize that. That these guys are stressing.
Yep, no doubt, man,
because they want to produce.
Yep. So it's fun. I love hearing that. I love hearing that your start came from right out here and on the Prowler and on the things, and then you got into doing the yacht thing, and your career to me is fascinating in just all of the things that Pete has got to do, from running boats and travel to then doing world travel and building boats. And you were a part of, one of the very pioneering mothership operations that had a big ship that took a small ship around the world and fished.
That was the first one that I know of.
Now,
we know that back then. That was the mid '80s.
Yeah, to tell us about that. What was that like, and what did you guys do, and how did that come about? How did you go from a guy that was a pinhead fishing on a sport boat to running a fishing operation around the world?
Well, first of all, I went. I did around here. Got in the yacht thing and got just little commercial swordfish and stuff. But in 1970, I graduated early from high school and went down to Cabo for 3 months.
Okay.
On a yacht. And
as the captain,
no, it's just a
okay, just fishing.
Yeah, right out of high school.
Yeah, okay.
And it was amazing. I mean, it's some things that just lock in your brain. That was just how it was.
Now, what was Cabo like in the 70s?
I can't imagine.
Oh my God! It was in Cabo itself.
Yeah,
was a cannery. There was the hacienda. Everybody pretty much knows hacienda. Well, that was the El Camino Real.
Okay,
owned by the Rodriguezes. That was when the Pars came in and got built up Chileno. So there was before hacienda, El Camino Real, there was Chileno, and then there was Palmilla.
Okay,
and that was it.
That was it.
And nothing on the beach.
Really?
No, there was a guy named Cheeto that had the well.
Okay.
We talked to him, ran a hose down to the water out to a tire with a spigot on it. It was all gravity feed.
Yeah, and that's how you get water.
Yeah, that's how you got water.
That's amazing.
Crazy.
Pete.
And then you set your own moorings and wake up in the morning. There's sailfish and Dorado chasing ballyhoo and needlefish around,
No kidding.
Yeah,
Inside the
inside the harbor.
Yeah, crazy.
Sit on, you do a med tie to the pier, go off the bow and catch amberjack and grouper off the bow. And it's like, it was like,
cool.
no big deal. Guys, kids with their tin cans.
Yeah. Awesome.
Get the tin cans ripped out of their hands. And we're giving them old line and, that whole thing.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
And
cool.
that was in the 70s.
It was, in the 70s.
Incredible.
That's cool.
Pete.
It's beautiful. And you went past Falso to go fishing.
Yeah.
It's go there and just all the sailfish and marlin you wanted.
And so you do that as a deckhand and a mate and,
Yeah.
learn the ropes and learn traveling up and down the peninsula.
Learn the landmarks, and there's only about 3 landmarks left because
Okay.
they're all been cut off and, or replaced by a condo or hotel or something.
Sure. Yeah, that's not the days where you can just push a button on your chart plotter and the boat goes right to
no
it.
chart plotter. There's just a meter and a compass and autopilot,
That's
and
pretty
a radar. So you did radar shots and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then so
I was down there
Yeah.
in early 80s on a boat, and Jim Jenks, who owned Ocean Pacific Sunwear,
okay.
he had a 44.
Like the OP shorts and that kind of stuff. Okay.
He had a 44 Pacifica that was on a mooring behind us, and we didn't have any people. And Jim wanted to come over one night. Comes over and he throws this map out, and then he throws his plans out of this boat. And he's telling him this whole. It's for an hour and a half, right? And this is gonna do this, and this is gonna do this, and we're gonna do this. And then he goes, you want to build it? I went, what? He goes, yeah, I need somebody to build a thing, oversee it. It's up in Tacoma. And at that time, I thought for a minute, real quick.
Yeah.
And I was living in a duplex, no dog, a roommate.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay.
So this guy that you don't really know, you know him from fishing a little bit.
I know him from the waterfront and the fishing.
Yeah, sure.
The fishing,
He was your boat neighbor, and you talked in that, but he just rolls out with a set of plans for a ship and a small boat on top of it. And,
Steve Reschke, Peabody was his captain.
Okay.
And he didn't want to do it.
Good old Peabody.
Yeah, he didn't want to do it. And that's why first thing
like you said,
what about Peabody?
you weren't tied down, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like,
what about Peabody? And he goes, his family thing doesn't want it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not ready to travel the world.
Yeah.
And
I had nothing going on.
Yeah.
So I went up to Tacoma for a year and a half, and built a thing. And we were trying to put a 32-foot Hatteras at the time on the back of it.
Okay.
Hatteras wouldn't build it because they couldn't guarantee it, how it'd hold up.
Okay.
So we just built the same thing up in where they built the boat up in Tacoma. We just built one out of aluminum.
And that was it.
Just build our own boat.
Yeah. And so this was a big mothership that then carried a game boat, and then you guys set off and all these places that you would think were good, and none of this is all before internet and available research and easy information, and it was just you guys striking off, traveling the world. Like,
I went to Scripps and got some weather information, over when places were going, and otherwise there wasn't much at all. And that's when that first was a Magnavox sat nav came out, and it was, you get a shot every 3 to 6 hours.
Okay.
And then the rest
I'm sure, extreme state of the art.
Yes. And that was it.
Okay.
And then the rest of it was just dead reckoning and chart work.
That's incredible stuff.
And one of the guy named Kenny Hughes, which I met in Hawaii, used to be Black Bart's deckhand.
Okay.
I brought him because experience of big fish, because we hadn't really experienced as much as they have. And I had him take celestial navigation just in case that thing went down.
Yeah, sure.
And so I'd put him in the cruise quarters on the way out, and he'd do his little things, and he'd go on the bow, and we would, from here to Hawaii, I think the shots, most he was ever off was like 4 miles.
Wow, no kidding.
It felt pretty good. So if that thing went down, we're pretty confident that, and he did the star stuff at night too.
Sure.
And he had the stars.
I love that, man.
Incredible
so
stories.
cool.
But Pete, so where did you travel then? I mean, that was in the 80s?
It was we came here actually.
From Tacoma?
Tacoma down here.
Yeah.
And it was in November, December. And we actually sat in the Royal Polaris spot.
Okay.
Got some work done and provisioned. And then we went down to Cabo, fished our way down to Cabo, and then put the little boat in the water and fished around there and put it back on the boat. And then went down to Benedicto and loaded up with bait.
Oh, this is so cool, dude.
Right? I
This is
know.
so
We had
cool.
two giant bait tanks on it. And then we went from there to Clipperton, and then went to Clipperton and Cocos Island, when you could fish there.
Okay.
And then we went down and did Panama, Costa Rica, and Mexico. And then we did a bunch of work here and then took off and went to Hawaii. And then did Hawaii, Christmas Island, and then Tahiti. Spent 8.5 months in French Polynesia, all over that area. Just go. And that was in the mid 80s when there was nothing. It was
Incredible.
beautiful. I haven't gone back there. I'd love to. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just really nice people. And then what got it down to Australia. And then at that time, Jim was approached by the owner of Palmia to build some boats.
Okay.
Right? So we came up with a 31 footer that you could put on a trailer so they could launch it with a D9 tractor and pull it out.
Okay. Uh-huh.
There's no marinas. I mean, not marinas, but no yards to haul out.
Yeah.
So they just haul them out on the beach. And I got off the boat. John Ingram got on it, and I came back and then ran that whole operation.
Oversaw the boat building side of things.
And we built like 20 of them.
And that's what is now the Innovators.
Innovators.
Yeah.
There's some around Cabo.
Sure.
There's some here too.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're pretty cool. We did the transom where it was angled forward and rounded, so nothing square, and a little lift in the back, and all this little.
So when you're backing down on a big marlin, you're not just digging and plowing as much, and you're a little more nimble. And
it was innovative stuff.
Hence the name.
Yeah, that's why I did it.
I love it.
So yeah, it was pretty cool.
So everything you described, Tacoma, San Diego, Cabo, Costa Rica, then Tahiti and Christmas Island, was that all like consecutive? Like, did you like a year and a half or what? How much?
2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Crazy, man.
Right?
That's so cool.
Yep. We had to sit. I did some research at La Jolla and at Scripps on the weather, and trying to figure out this hurricane, or then down there's typhoons in the southern hemisphere, and it looked that French Polynesia was a place to hang out till April because the typhoons came up and they would just go south of Tahiti.
Okay.
So we kind of held there, and one snuck up. We had to run from one of them, and then after that, we took the boat down.
Right.
So that's
I love it.
Dude.
I mean, it's that world travel. We'll talk more, as we get rolling. But I mean, amongst the most competitive, on the highest winning competitive Marlin team, part of the old school when Bad Company was a tournament team. You were the fixture that ran the cockpit on the most successful Marlin competitive fishing team. And then we'll talk more about your current position now, which is running one of the coolest travel and fishing operations in the world. It's going to be a really fun show with a great bud who's got to kind of seen it and do it. And we're just going to hang out and talk fishing, man. There's great fishing going on right now. Great to see this excellent bump in the bluefin fishing, kind of all things available. I mean, from 5-pounders to 255-pounders. We got to see come into the landing this week, and small boats getting them by always casting lures and trolling spreader bars and big fish, and then our day and a half guys having big 200-pounders on the kites and 60-pounders in the dark. It was just a great week of fishing. Add in some good anchor fishing with yellowtail and squid available both at the Coronados and out west of Clemente. It's just been a great week of fishing. We got a great guy in studio. It's just going to be a fun day today, Cory.
A lot of fun, Rick, and it's probably the most empty I've seen the landings
Oh,
the
yeah.
entire year. The RP came in and unloaded, and they're out getting fuel, and the only boat is the Royal Star unloading as we speak. And having Pete Groesbeck in studio,
That's
this
good.
is truly, truly a treasure and an honor. And you want to join us, you could do so. Call the fan. We've got Kyle waiting for you. 833-288-0973 is the telephone number. Or you can send us a text. There's a ton of texts coming through. Haven't had a chance to check them out yet, but you want to send a text that's only done through the app, and you want to make sure you leave your name and telephone number because, boy, we're giving away a pair of Costa sunglasses to one lucky caller or texter. We'll have Pete flip the coin, get the coin all set up for him right there. It's got the caller and texter on it there. So do make sure you leave your name and telephone number if you're texting us. The pair of Costas are a Blackfin Pro with a black frame and a blue mirrored 580 lens, probably the glass lens, probably a super popular pair there at Fisherman's Landing. But anyway, give us a call, The Fan, 833-288-0973, or text us via the app. We're going to be right back. More with Pete Groesbeck. All these cool stories when we return on the Let's Talk Hookup app, YouTube, Facebook Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
The fish are biting and it's time to go. Hi, this is Ben, and you will see me at my dad's shop, Dana Landing in Mission Bay, or maybe in front of the shop on my kayak. It doesn't matter if you are out there on a kayak with me, on your boat, headed out on a sport boat. Dana Landing has everything you need. We call it the one-stop shop for a great day on the water because it truly is. Food, bait, tackle, beverages, and more. Our tackle shop, headed by John, is certainly one of the best. For freshwater tackle, nothing beats East County Bait and Tackle. These guys have the best rods and reels and the hottest lures and live bait. Our newest shop is Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle with a great stock of both fresh and saltwater tackle right in the heart of Lemon Grove. ECBT is at the end of the 67 freeway on Mapleview and Lakeside. Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle, 94 to Broadway in Lemon Grove, and Dana Landing is next to the Dana Lawn Tramp in Mission Bay. Check out danalanding.com for more details.
Anyone that's been to the East Cape knows Smokey's Curing Company Cantina, the best food and drink in Los Barriles, and a fun place to hang out and watch your favorite sporting event. If you're lucky, you probably had Smokey's process your fish to take home. Their quality and service is top-notch. You'll see me at Smokey's Cantina hanging out with the owner Chris and my buddies when fishing in the East Cape. And we always send our fish to be processed at Smokey's too. Now Chris has added one of the finest boats in the East Cape available for you to charter for a day or more of fishing. Vaquera. It's an immaculate 35 Cabo with a seakeeper and Captain Diego Romero, one of Baja's best. If you're looking for a great charter boat when fishing at Palmas, Playa, or other resorts, Vaquera, booked at BajaSmokies.com, should be your choice. So when you're headed to the East Cape, be sure to stop by Smokey's Curing Company Cantina. Send your fish to be processed there and fish aboard the 35 Cabo Vaquera. Check BajaSmokies.com for more details.
One rod has set the standard for serious saltwater anglers worldwide, and that's CalStar. From the rugged dependability of the West Coast series, the lightweight strength of the Graphiter, or the performance of the GG series, all CalStar rods are handmade right here in Southern California of the finest materials and craftsmanship. Check out the new CalStar models now available, as well as upgrades to the classic rods that you know and love. If you want your tackle to be state-of-the-art tools to get the job done right, it's CalStar at fine tackle dealers.
The lighter the bite and the cleaner the water means one thing. Need a thinner leader, more natural presentations. That's where Seaguar Gold Label leader material shines. It's Seaguar's thinnest leader material yet. That means it's even less visible underwater and creates more natural presentations for better catch rates on leader-shy fish. With exceptional knot and tinsel strength, this advanced leader material is now available from 2-pound test for fishing trout in the Sierra to 80-pound test for big yellowfin and Guadalupe. Get Seaguar Gold Label at your favorite tackle dealer or learn more at seaguar.com.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. And man, having so much fun. And to know we've got 2 hours ahead of us with Pete Groesbeck. Please join us, 833-288-0973, or send a text via the app. Make sure you leave your name and telephone number because we're giving away a really cool pair of Costas. It's the Blackfin Pro Black Frame and a blue mirrored 580 glass lens.
A perfect offshore pair of shades, like one of the very best that you could get your hands on. And what better to have our offshore guy in here, having Pete Groesbeck. And speaking of Pete's, we got the boss on the line this morning. Good morning, Pete.
Boy.
Pete.
Hey, good morning, Pete. Good morning, Cory. Good morning, Rick. As you can hear, my voice is still a little bit hoarse. They shoved so many tubes down my throat on Thursday that it's recovering, though. It's getting better. They put scopes down and breathing tubes and all kinds of stuff, and then they stuff stuff up my my veins to take a look at my heart and put a Watchman in my heart on Thursday, and then also did a ablation. That is an electrical thing that they'll help keep AFib away from me. But apparently it was successful. It's amazing they can be in your heart doing work. I had my surgery at 8 a.m. I was home by 3 p.m.
That's crazy.
Just crazy to me. Unreal.
But mostly just bed rest. They just want you to take it easy because they don't want you to open up the vein that they cut open and bleed out. So that's a good thing, not to bleed out.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. So, but I couldn't let the day go by for 2 reasons. Number one, 3 reasons actually. Number one, thanks to you and Cory for covering. Number two, to say hi to my buddy Pete Groesbeck. and just tell people how legendary this guy is. I went to Cabrillo Elementary School with his brother, Jimmy, who was a couple of years younger. And we used to walk down and watch Pete unload striped marlin at the Marlin Club off of his, like, what was that boat? Like 15-foot wooden boat, something like that?
There was an 18-foot livesay, wooden livesay.
Wow.
And we called it the Barracuda.
Yeah.
That's what we nicknamed it. That's what they called the Barracuda.
Barracuda, yeah. Yep. And Pete was the man back then. I mean, he's just like the guy that people. He's the guy that people followed around to go catch marlin. So that was super cool. But one reason I wanted to call too is to mention the passing of another real legend, and that is Flip Pallett. I grew up watching Flip Pallett, Walker Cay Chronicles.
Who didn't?
Sure a lot of our listeners did. And man, even though that guy was a fly fisherman, he appealed to everything across the board, right?
Yep.
And he was, in my eyes, he's probably the best there has ever been on TV.
I think so. He kind of set the standard for everybody tried to come along and trying to set the standard to be like him. He was amazing.
Right. Jose Wahabi was close, but there's never going to be another Flip Pallett. He's the best. Nobody better.
I was bummed when I heard the news, but I cracked a big smile. I went all the way back to being like a little kid sitting on the couch with my dad on Saturday mornings watching fishing shows and watching Walker's Cay Chronicles. You're right. I mean, as iconic as they get.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But I didn't want the show to go by without recognizing certainly one of the great guys that influenced me when I was a kid in fishing. And now look at me, I'm fly fishing, I'm conventional fishing, doing all kinds of stuff. But just wanted to say that and say thank you guys for being there and let you know that I'm not quite dead yet. I'm still hanging in there. And I should be back to full power by midweek and back in the studio by next week. But thanks to you guys for covering for me. And I'm watching the show on YouTube, listening to on the Let's Talk Hookup app, and of course listening to on the Fan. I got all roads covered here. So thanks for covering for me, and I'll let you get back to it.
Do what the doctor tells you to do.
We'll be quick, Pete, because we got a couple of hotlines calling. But I do have to say one thing: if there's ever any question as to how crazy a person is about this life and fishing and all this stuff, it's Pete. And the reason I say that is Pete schedules all of his important health stuff around fishing seasons and times and things like that. And I always crack up when we're talking about schedule and, hey, I'm going to have you do the show this time or this back forth. It's always like, okay, I got to go in to get this thing done now because recovery time is about this long and I need to be able to get back to the drift boat and I need to get some fishing in before weather closes out over here. And I got this trip going over here. So I'm going to have to get a leg thing done in time because I don't want to miss the fall bite because, the bugs are biting. It's like, Pete, if there's anybody that's got it figured out, man, I like it, and we're so glad to hear that everything went so well. Great message, and I appreciate it, and glad you're feeling better, buddy.
Thanks, man, and don't fail to mention what the best time of the year right here in Southern California is now. So let's go.
Yeah, straight up, man. You got it. Pete, great job, buddy. Glad you're feeling better. Get some rest. We got you covered on this end, and we'll look forward to having you back in the studio real soon.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy. Well, hey, one thing that happens every so often, and, we have a new system that is allowed for a lot more hotline calls to come in, boat reports. Those are like our most favorite things, but they come into a separate line, separate from Kyle and Jeff. So occasionally we have a scenario like we do just now, and we have a hotline call, but we don't have a phone screener on this one to do it. So we're saying good morning, but I hate to say I don't know who's on the line. Good morning.
Good morning. You have Tony DeJulian, the tournament director.
Tony, great.
How are you guys doing? Hey, Rick and Corey. Good morning.
Good morning,
Tony. I'm so stoked. We did know you were calling, and my apologies that the line didn't pick up who you were. Now, Pelagic tournament just wrapped up. We were so excited. This is a huge thing back into our worlds. This bluefin cycle that we're in has been so successful, and you guys put on one heck of a show. We kind of gave a little rundown that we heard, watching Catchstat following the tournament. But man, we're so excited. Congratulations on a very successful event. And yeah, Tony, give us the rundown. How'd she go?
Well, thank you guys so much. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was certainly an honor for for me, an East Coast guy, to be out there in the West Coast in California with all that incredible history and innovation that you guys have all been responsible, Pete and Pete Groesbeck included over the years with the Catalina Island and the Avalon Tuna Club, San Diego Marlin Club, and the Balboa Angling Club. Just it was a great time. We had 21 boats, had a lot of fish. Unfortunately, for some of the boats, there was a lot of the smaller class, 30 to 70, 80-pound bluefins around. But we managed to put several triple-digit fish on the scale from 138 pounds down to 104 pounds. Fishing was very, very good as far as the quantity of fish. I think right after the tournament here, the last few days, some of those bigger fish have actually moved in now. But yeah, it was just a great tournament. We couldn't be more grateful for all the people out there that participated on the West Coast, and I just absolutely had a blast. I learned so much every time I come out to the West Coast.
It's really cool to see it, and it's really cool to see big money, big event tournaments coming back out to the West Coast and Southern California, and that's exactly what this is. You know, you guys put together a very successful event that I thought that this is, in my opinion, it's the perfect thing. This bluefin fishery has been very big, and the thing that's so cool about your tournament is you could participate. The entry fee was low enough that a couple of guys in a center console that love to go out tuna fishing could absolutely participate with the big guys, all the way up to, you know, side jackpots that offered some real serious money and then a little more investment on your time. But if you had a crew of guys and you wanted to compete for some real big money, that was available too. So, you know, the check-in, the amount of weigh-in opportunities that you had, like this was very clearly designed by fishermen and had very limitations, you know, on either side, cost low or cost high. Everybody could participate in this one.
Absolutely, and that's kind of what we wanted. What we're aiming for. We're going to continue to grow the tournament. We hope people continue to kind of get the word spreads and people tell everybody how much fun it was. And like you said, we want to, at Pelagic, our goal is to include everybody who wants to be on the water, whether it's a family, kids, all different age groups, all genders, all financial backgrounds. We want to make sure everybody can have an opportunity to get on the water, enjoy a competition like that. It's a whole nother thing when you're fishing a tournament, a competition with other boats. It kind of gets you a little bit fired up and makes it sure that you're really on your game. You got to have all your knots right, and your splices and your baits and strategies in order. And just to be able to give everybody a chance to participate and enjoy something like that, the experience of it, that's what we want to do. We're going to continue to keep those general entries low and lots of options for all of our anglers and teams. And yeah, like I said, it couldn't have gone better for us. We're really, really excited about the future, and we're looking forward to doing it again next year.
Awesome. Well, we're excited to watch it happen. I thought it was a great time, great position, everything about it. Give us the details if somebody wants to go next year. Do you have dates set for next year's event, or will we just stand by and wait to see what it goes down?
Well, we're going to make a final decision on the dates, but I think we're going to keep it the same. I think we're going to keep it the same weekend, just this past weekend here. We're going to keep it right before the weekend, right before Labor Day.
I love it.
We're going to do multiple weigh stations again with at least San Diego and Avalon and possibly Balboa. We're going to keep the general entries low, like you said. That's the point. Get everybody involved. Hopefully we'll have some bigger fish in the area, but you can't ever really tell for that. But yeah, we're really excited about it, and we will definitely get all the details when we find out as soon as possible to you guys, so you can spread the word for us. And we appreciate all you guys do on the radio out there and informing the public and the anglers how to catch more fish and be more efficient at what they do. And yeah, you guys bring a lot of passion to it. And like I said, we're real excited to be partnered up with you guys as well.
Tony, I think the reason that this bluefin tournament is so successful is because of what you just said in terms of the size of fish. And man, hopefully next year we get some big ones. When what you were talking about, the middle grade being 30 to 80 pounders and the leaderboard was full of fish over 100 pounds. I mean, I saw like fifth fifth place was like $1.25. You know what I mean? And beyond there, like when you're ho-humming about the fact that there was no big ones, it was just full of 80 to 125s and a 130. Like that's how you know that this tournament is positioned right. And you're right. I mean, the opportunity for a 300-pounder certainly is there. But if we're ho-humming on what a successful tournament this was, man, just wait till this thing happens on a stretch where those big ones are up on the shallows. Tony, a fantastic job. We loved being a part of it, spreading the word about an excellent tournament. And, man, keep us in the loop as you guys make final plans for next year. We can't wait to be a part of it again.
Absolutely. And to all your listeners, you can go check out PelagicTournaments.com right now and all of our socials. We've got all the videos and recaps and photo galleries available to everybody, so you can kind of check it out, see what all the excitement's about. And I hope everybody stays safe on the water this weekend, catch tons of fish, and we'll see you next year for the Pelagic California Tuna Challenge.
Awesome. Great job, buddy. Appreciate it very much. We'll talk to you then. Thanks a lot for that. And thanks for the phone call. And sorry that you slid in on the line that Rick didn't even know who it was. But great job, Tony. Appreciate that very much. Hey, when we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. We're going to be reading your text messages. And we're going to be checking in with Ryan Dorr from Adventures in Camping. Mammoth season is here. Fall is happening. Kids going back to school. It's the right time for that. You stay tuned. We got a lot of Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. It's going to be a busy morning, eh, Cory?
It is. And we're going to be right back on not only the Let's Talk Hookup app, YouTube, Facebook Live, but 97.3 The Fan.
For local or long-range fishing, we have you covered. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. Being a part of the San Diego Sport Fishing Landing gives us a distinct advantage when it comes to getting you on the latest and hottest tackle for your trip. Our expert staff knows exactly what you need for your long-range or local trip, and we will not sell you something you don't need. We carry a huge inventory of the right tackle. So visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
When you're pursuing big game fish, the right gear is essential. Not just the rod, reel, and line, but the right pair of binoculars too. So upgrade your gear to the best pair of Fujinon stabilized binoculars from Baker Marine. Baker Marine has been selling binoculars for decades, and more importantly, they service all brands right there at their San Diego Shelter Island location. Need the best? Fujinon Stabiscopes are the professional's choice. Looking for top-tier stabilization at a great price? The Fujinon Techno Staby TSX 1440s deliver rock-steady vision even in rough waters, perfect for serious anglers. Baker Marine is the largest Fujinon retailer on the West Coast, and when you buy from them, they'll be there when your binoculars need service. Plus, they'll give you a great price on all in-stock Fujinon binoculars. Stop by their store on Shelter Island in San Diego and test a pair of Fujinon binoculars and see which ones are right for you. They even have compact and lightweight Fujinon stabilized binoculars for your next vacation or hunting trip. You know you need a pair of stabilized binoculars, so get them from the experts at Baker Marine. Learn more at bakermarine.com.
Hello, this is Captain Mike Totter from Cedros Sport Fishing. Alongside my colleague, Chef Josh Evans, and our dedicated team, we invite you to join us aboard the Searcher. Our fishing trips range from a day and a half to 8 days, available May through November, and include charter options. We're committed to upholding a legacy of top-notch customer service, delicious food, and a friendly and talented crew. Book your fishing adventure online at searchersportfishing.com or call Rachel at 619-226-2403. That's searchersportfishing.com. We look forward to welcoming you aboard.
This is Pete Gray to tell you about my fishing buddy Dan Hume and his amazing company, Hume Termite. As you know, Southern California is infested with termites. It's a constant battle for anyone who owns a home, and that's where Hume Termite come in. They're strictly termite experts. They start with a thorough inspection to find out why you have termites in the first place, then recommend sustainable treatment options that work. Hume Termite has been controlling my termites for years, and I have recommended them to numerous friends. Did you know 99% of termite companies are commission-based? Not Hume Termite. They're all salaried employees, and with a thorough inspection, they'll help you solve your termite problems, not sell you something you don't need. Let Dan and his crew earn your business through customer service and trust. It's swarming season, and now is the time to call Hume Termite at 760-598-2201. They'll come out and give you honest answers to solve your termite issues. Check HumeTermite.com.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. And man, some great stories. And you want to join us this first hour of Let's Talk Hookup? We're on the Fan, and it's 833-288-0973. And just keep those texts going. I know our second hour is going to be full of texts.
Yeah, no doubt.
giving away a pair of Costa sunglasses, man. Super stoked.
You got it. And before we jump into those phones, another great friend of the show that we don't get to talk to very often, and boy, it is the right time of year to get to talk to him. And that's our buddy Ryan Dorr from Adventures in Camping, who really put together, we've been touting this service for a long time. It is our connection to fishing up in the Eastern Sierra. And Ryan, good morning. We're stoked to have you this morning.
Good morning, Ryan.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, great to hear from you. This is the time of year that all of us as fishermen look forward to. Eastern Sierra kicks off in the springtime, and it's summer, and it's families, and it's kids, and it's all the great fishing that happens up there. But the best fishing happens right now. Like this is certainly not the fishing kickoff like the opener is, but this is the time of year when all of a sudden the crowds start to lessen and the best fishing of the Eastern Sierra kicks off, and that's where Adventures in Camping comes in. It's the coolest service around. It's an extremely affordable way to really enjoy the Eastern Sierra with very little hassle. And Ryan, tell us a little bit about Adventures in Camping.
Yeah, so basically what we like to do is take the work out of camping. When you come up here, you want to go fishing, whether you're bringing your boat or your float tube, or you're going to fly fish on the Owens, or one of the beautiful lakes that we have up here. You want to be able to camp and enjoy the outdoors. But you know what? Nobody wants to do the work of camping, so we're going to take the work out of it for you. We're going to bring a trailer out to you, a camping trailer. We have a variety of different sizes, whether it's just you or a couple, or you're going to bring up, some of the guys or a full family. And we're going to set that trailer up for you at the campground of your choice. We serve anywhere from Bishop up to June Lake Loop, all the campgrounds in the area. We're going to set it up completely, show you how everything works. And then when you're done, you just drive away and leave. We're going to take care of the rest. We're going to pull the trailer back in. We're going to take care of all the stuff nobody wants to take care of.
There's no towing, no storage, no dealing with the holding tanks, no anything. You drive up, you pick your campground. Hey, we want to stay at Lake Mary. Okay, no problem. We got you. Hey, I made a reservation at Lake Mary with space number 30. When you drive up, that trailer set up, it's level, the refrigerator's running. You get to go in, and the thing that I like about it so much is because we've done Eastern Sierra of all ways, Airbnbs and cabins, and it is the most affordable way to do it, and you get to stay in the most picturesque spots. I mean, you're on the creek, and Dallas and I, having the boys, used to do 2 or 3 trips with Adventures in Camping every year. And this is our first year going back. Now both the boys are old enough that we're going to take our first family trip. We're going back up in September. And that was my first phone call to Ryan, like, hey, I don't know if it's too early or not, but we're going for it. And he said, well, you've always done this trailer before, which is a little smaller. It was just Dallas and I. Maybe do this one. It's a little bigger. There's a bunkhouse for the boys. And, this one's got a much bigger shower, so it's a little easier to deal with. And, I mean, they have trailers that are small, like 2 buds going up that just want to go fish the Eastern Sierra on the way, inexpensive, to a multiple family. Grandparents are coming in the big giant rig with the generators and the ACs and all that, and everything in between. And you go on their website and pick the level of trailer that you want to be in. Super luxury and a little more bucks, or super small and super cheap, whatever you want. They just set it up for you. You fish, you hang out. And so we're staying at a spot where there's going to be a creek that's 5 feet out the door that's got brook trout and rainbows, and the boys are going to get to fish and swim and enjoy the Eastern Sierras. And then when it's done, you throw the keys on the table and you get in your car and drive away, and they take care of it. I say it every year, Ryan. It has nothing to do with your guys' support of Let's Talk Hookup. I think it's just the coolest service in the world, and I wish you guys nothing but the success because we love it. I just think it's the coolest thing.
Well, we appreciate you guys, and can't wait to have you. Can't wait to see the boys. And,
I want to hear about the report after the trip.
Oh, yeah.
With the boys up there.
Totally.
I'm looking forward to seeing the look on the boys' face. And you know what? For the boys to be out, and have that first campfire and looking up at the beautiful stars. If you wait till it's super dark, you can see the Milky Way up here. There's nothing better. It's just great.
Nothing in the world, man. Well, we're really excited, Ryan. We're up against it. I could talk about this thing for the whole hour, but I got to get us caught up. I know that you were, we held you for longer than we anticipated, and we really appreciate it. If somebody wants to take advantage of what, in my opinion, is the easiest and very best way to enjoy the Eastern Sierra, how do we do it? How do we get the trailer? How do we get in touch with you and your lovely wife? It's the easiest experience. You guys make it so killer. Give us the rundown of how we take advantage.
So best way is go online, go to adventureincamping.com, And from there, you have our phone number on there. You can, they're a very interactive website. You can pick your trailer, campground, get an out-the-door price, adventuringcamping.com.
It's super easy, super affordable. You guys kill it. Fantastic job, buddy. And we'll look forward to getting some fishing updates from you. And, man, I just can't wait to come see you guys up here this fall.
Looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate that very much. Okay, that's going to wrap us up and bring us in time for the catch report. Corey, we're going to find out what's biting out there.
How about that? It's brought to us by Summit Gasoline at the San Diego Sports Arena. It's a place to fill up your car, truck, and boat with the lowest gas and diesel price. And did you know Summit also is the place to get the lowest prices on ice and snacks for your trip? Over 40 snacks, all at 89 cents, as well as sandwiches and frozen bait, too. And ice is nearly half the price of other places and only $3.99 for a 25-pound bag. Plus, Let's Talk Hookup listeners, man, 100 pounds of free ice. I can't believe they're still doing this. 100 pounds of free ice with a 35-gallon fill-up, and it's only at Summit Gasoline. Free ice for listeners and always the lowest gas prices at the San Diego Sports Arena.
Hey, we're going to find out what's going on. At C4 Sport Fishing, Marcos is on the line this morning. What's up, Marcos?
Marcos.
Good morning. How's everyone doing today?
Doing good, man. Just excited about the report. Good weather, a little tropical out, man. What's happening?
Yeah, definitely a little muggy weather this week, but still some great fishing. A nice mix of stuff there. Those half days, still picking away at those bonita, barracuda, still some yellowtail in the mix. Occasional bonita, like I said there, calico bass, sand bass, the whole mix. Kind of like the traditional half day, what you'd expect in the summertime there. A nice mix of surface fish and bottom fish there. And it's been pretty consistent. Those twilight trips still plunking away there, catching a mix of fish. And this is the last week we are running the twilight trip every day. We're going to keep running that trip because it's been really popular this week, but definitely check the website there. Coming up this month, that twilight trip is only going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So as long as you guys keep wanting to go on those, we're going to keep running those, but definitely keep that in mind there. The full day trips, mostly fishing the islands there, taking away at those yellowtail, calico bass, some good bottom fishing in there. Some nice size yellowtail in there too. And we've got some fish up to 30 pounds there.
Ooh.
So great fishing. Starting this next week, at least for a few days here, we're going to be fishing back offshore, taking a look around out there. And that may change. So definitely keep an eye on that schedule for those full day trips there. And if you don't have a passport, this might be your best chance to get in there. Or like we talk about every week, get that passport started. It's good for 10 years. It's going to give you a lot of options on what to fish there. So check the website, seaforthlanding.com. Got our half day trips up there, like that twilight schedule. We got the full days on there. And September seems like it might be that month that kind of slows down, people going back to school and not as many people on vacation, but that's definitely not the case. We got a lot of charters in September, so those trips fill up fast. So make your reservations as early as you can. We still got those 1 day, day and a half, 2 days, longer trips fishing, and still really good fishing on there. Bluefin, some good size bluefin in there. We've seen bluefin in that 100 to 200 pound range this last week there. Still a little bit of yellowtail. The Polaris Supreme snuck in some yellowfin earlier there too, so hopefully we see more of that. But again, check the website, seaforthlanding.com. Half days, full days, 1 day, day and a half, longer trips on there. Make your reservation straight online. Give us a call at the office, 619-224-3383. Come down, visit us in person, make sure your gear's still running good, get what you need, and get out there fishing.
Awesome. Awesome job, Marcos. Glad to hear there's great fishing to be had at Seaforth, and we will look forward to talking to you next week.
Absolutely, and I see you guys have Mike Pritchard on the show tomorrow, so I'm going to try and figure out a way to, upstage his report like he always does to me, so I'll see if I can figure that out for you guys.
He has the most uncanny timing to call like 5 minutes before Marcos does the Seaforth report. Every time they have a big hit, like, hey guys, just want to tell you we're live on the boat. There's 15 going. We got a bunch of 200-pounders. The sonar's click. It's like the coolest report that we'll get of the whole week. And then 5 minutes later, like, Marcos goes like, well, I was going to wow everybody with his great report, but, there's some sand bass biting, so we got that going for us.
every time.
Every time. Marco's a great job, buddy. We'll look forward to talking to you next week. We'll look forward to having Muddy on the show tomorrow. And, man, a great job. Appreciate it very much, and we'll talk to you next week.
Talk to you then, guys.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that very much. And man, some great info going on, and man, some great catch reporters going on.
Really is.
Yeah.
And I can't wait after the 8:00 hour to have Mark Wish, man.
Yeah,
hear what's going on there too. Right?
No doubt about it. Well, hey, we wanted to roll back in. I had a great text come through that I wanted to start with, and it says, "Good morning, guys. Can I make Pete feel a little bit old? I caught my first marlin with Pete when I was only 8 years old, and he was the skipper of the boat. I'm now 55. I guess we're all getting old. I still have the absolute love for fishing. I want to say keep up the great work to Pete." And that's from Eric in Fallbrook.
Oh my gosh!
And I think you know what Eric
Yes.
Eric that is. That'd be Eric Sheets
Eric
from
Sheets.
Cal and Cal's Custom Built.
Well, I
Two
call
Speeds.
it his mom too.
Yeah,
I was in Cabo. We had a great trip.
That's awesome. So you were running the boat for Eric, who's now the true master of the 2-speed reel, and I know takes care of all of the reels that you guys currently use with the Chaos program.
Yep.
And
We got some in there right now.
a whole bunch right now. Hey Eric, a great text.
Great story.
I'd appreciate that very much. And yeah, that'll make you feel that way a little bit.
It does.
Yeah, I like it. Well, hey, let's see if we can sneak in a real quick phone call, Cory.
Let's do that. How about John? John called from Dallas. Good morning, John.
Hey, John.
Morning, guys. There's so much good information. That last call, a couple calls ago when the guy was calling from Mammoth, man, that's a trip of a lifetime, I could tell you. I've done it. It's so easy. You just drive over there, you pull up, you camp for a week or however long you want, and then you drive away, like you said. And my wife's still talking about it, but my question to Pete is, what's the best exotic fish that you've caught from your yacht?
I love it. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, I tell you what, most exotic fish he caught from his yacht. We're going to get that when we come back. And when we do, join us on the app because we're saying bye to Kyle on the fan. We're going to be right back and Let's Talk About YouTube and Facebook Live.
Three kayaks, 6 surfboards, 10 rods, 1 truck bound for Baja.
Exotic.
That's where my brother and I's most recent quest into
They're all
Baja Peninsula began. In search of waves, fish, and
we're great.
We are able to transport all
Holy
the kayaks,
crap.
rods, and boards without
Just a lot of first hour phone calls. Like, we
brought a
the
tandem
Mammoth was
and
on
2 singles, the high 9 and 11.
Yeah.
And they were totally enough to get all 6 of the boys onto some of the best halibut and grouper fishing of their lives. Now, you might be thinking, 3 kayaks? I thought a tandem and 2 singles would only be able to fit 4 people. Well, a simple lawn chair on the back of the kayak was enough to turn the 2 single kayaks into tandems. Catching upwards of 100 fish a day in the mangroves, ranging from 15-pound grouper to tons of legal halibut, we had our fill and headed back to the States. Check out the full video of this trip on our YouTube channel, Fastlane SC, or come by our shop in Mission Bay and check out a Hobie inflatable kayak. See you soon.
Hey, this is Captain Benny Florentino, owner-operator of Coastal Charters. Just want to announce that I'll be running the Camus 26 hybrid boat from West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa. Hybrid being a center console with bay boat features. The boat features a Michael Peters stepped hull that'll give both myself and my guests a comfortable dry ride. West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa will be carrying the 26 hybrid, 28 hybrid, and also a 34 cat. Heck, they even have some great looking bass boats. But if you have any other questions, feel free to call Nick Kelly or Kyle Mesa at West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa, and we'll see you on the water.
Take it from Captain Benny Florentino. West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa is your source for Camus boats, as well as Parker boats, Yamaha outboards, and now Mercury outboards. Sales and service, the finest you can find. Go see Nick and the guys at West Coast Marine on Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa, or check westcoastmarine.com.
Looking for the ultimate Alaska fishing experience and the best value in Alaska? Look no further than Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. A trip to Kingfisher includes everything you need to make your experience legendary. The finest fishing fleet in Sitka with the best captains, deluxe accommodations, gourmet food, world-class fish processing, and the best part, it's all included for one amazing price. Kingfisher is Let's Talk Hookup's most popular destination. Hundreds of listeners have experienced Kingfisher Charters, and most go back again and again. You have probably heard a lot of big promises from other Alaska lodges, only to find there were lots of hidden charges. Not Kingfisher. Everything is included. 10-hour fishing days, your license, fish processing, super deluxe accommodations, amazing food, airport transfers, and fishing gear. All you bring is your layer clothing, and Kingfisher covers the rest. Kingfisher Charters, your Alaska fishing destination. 800-727-6136 or check kingfishercharters.com.
Power your boat with Norsk Lithium, the ultimate choice for marine adventures. Our batteries deliver unmatched starting, trolling, and electronics power, packed with cutting-edge technology like Deep Sleep to eliminate phantom draw. Built with rugged BCI-compliant cases, they're designed to handle the toughest conditions on the water. Stay in control with the Norsk Guardian app. Monitor performance, track battery health, and unlock advanced features right from your phone. Charge with confidence using Evotech onboard and DC-to-DC chargers for fast, efficient, and hassle-free power management. Designed for maximum compatibility, these chargers keep your entire system running at peak performance, so you're always ready for the next trip. With a 10+ 2-year non-prorated warranty, you can trust your batteries to perform for years to come. Our industry-leading warranty ensures you get the most out of your investment, with dedicated customer support if you ever need it. Upgrade your marine power today. Set up your custom system at norsklithium.com or visit Trolling Motor Doctor in Lakewood. Norsk Lithium. No matter where the adventure takes you, we've got you powered.
Now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. Get ready for more of the best fishing information and the hottest tips on improving your angling skills. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And now, Southern California's sports fishing voice, the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Cory Sanden.
Welcome back. Hour number 2, Let's Talk Hookup coming your way right here on the Let's Talk Hookup app, as well as Facebook and YouTube Live, and having some record numbers on our live stream. Very fun, and boy, a great time getting to hang out with a good buddy, Captain Pete Groesbeck. We got another full hour of talking fishing and talking fun. Crazy that a full hour has gone by already, and man, phones were so packed, and we have just got a tremendous amount of text. Everybody's excited, and lots of great questions here in the second hour. Going to be a lot of fun, Cory.
Yeah, and we're giving away a pair of Costa sunglasses, the Blackfin Pro with the black frame and the blue mirror, 580 glass lens, and super stoked. And I know we finished off with John and Dallas there asking the question to our captain, Groesbeck, about most exotic you got.
The place and fish and the whole night.
Overall, probably the most exotic would be anybody trying to catch a swordfish can attest to that. You know, that's something.
Yeah,
catch one of those and you've done a lot. And there's, they're in every ocean. You can go all around the world, catch them anywhere, and even the Mediterranean. I mean, it's amazing that fishery and those fish are they're just amazing.
And it's the same swordfish. I mean, it's the same species. Like around the entire world.
Oh yeah, it's not the Atlantic swordfish or the Pacific swordfish. It's just swordfish.
Isn't that crazy?
Down to Australia and New Zealand, and they catch the stuff way up in the Northeast, and it's everywhere. And they're when you do find them, you have to give them to bite. When they bite, you have to catch them. They got soft mouths, and they're pound for pound. A 250-pound swordfish and a 250-pound tuna.
Completely different
animal, so something that it's harder to catch would be more exotic. We caught some tropical stuff, but as far as that's the one target that people.
That's the one you are the most proud of. When you line them all up and one comes over the rail, it's the one you're the most proud of. That's cool.
And there's a reason why they call them the gladiator.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Right.
They're
battle.
They don't bite when you find. They're hard to find. When you do find them, they don't bite. When they do bite, they pull harder than anything. When you are pulling harder than anything, they're soft, so the hooks rip out, the gaffs rip out. They never give up. They give you a shot when it's way too early and inappropriate to try to put a gaff in them. If you do, they make you pay. If you don't, they make you pay even worse. They're the toughest animal around.
They are.
Yeah. That's a cool fish, man.
Right?
I dig it. Well, speaking of cool fish, we got a guy that knows a little bit about having an innovator, because I know he drove one for a whole bunch, and a little bit about swordfish, because I know he's got those too. And that's our private boater buddy, Captain Mark Wish, is going to be joining us here shortly with that FishDope.com report. Hey, Cory?
Yeah, good morning, Mark. And brought to us by the Fish Pros at Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. It's where you get your premier processing experience. You can check out their easier online system to book your processing for your long-range trips. And with more team members, Fisherman's Processing stays far ahead of the rest. More same-day capacity and the finest customer service. Stop by their location in Old Town on Taylor Street, or you can just check them out at fishermansprocessing.com. And don't forget to make your reservations today. And good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Cory, Ricky, Pete.
What's up, Mark?
Man, what a great show. And, hey, Ricky, I got to tell you, man, you mentioned innovators and swordfish in the same breath. Holy cow, man. That's a lot of memories wrapped up there.
I'll bet that for sure, Mark. Spend a few days pushing one of those things around looking for swordfish?
Oh, my God. That innovator is like the coolest little boat almost, I think, ever made. And in terms of trolling that wake, those fish loved
those
it.
things. Those boats raise fish for sure.
Yeah, and backing down on them. Oh, my God. You guys did an amazing job, Pete. It is incredible. I had a lot of fun with that thing. But anyway, guys, in terms of our report, another interesting week of weather for sure. And it was awesome to see the NOAA forecast for a couple days midweek there with no watches or warnings at all. Absolutely blank. Just flat calm everywhere. It's just bitching. And some good fishing to go along with it, of course. So let's cover a few of the highlights. There's just a lot going on in a lot of different areas. Along the coast here, the Long Beach area, I just got to talk about that famous horseshoe kelp, man. That's near and dear to my heart. I've spent a zillion hours fishing that horseshoe, and it's biting better than it has in years. The water's warm, and it's clean, and those calico bass are just loving it, man. They are biting. Better bass fishing on the horseshoe than we've seen in a really, really long time. There's some big kudas mixed in, a few bonita mixed in, and an occasional nice yellowtail also. And in years past, guys, we've had some fantastic fall fishing on those yellows on the 150 a little farther outside and the horseshoes. And with these nice conditions, I mean, if it holds up, nothing changes, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Hopefully some of that yellow trickles up here and that bite gets going. Or at Catalina, when you've got nice, hot inland weather and calm offshore conditions coupled with a holiday weekend, that just means that front side of the island is going to be an absolute zoo. You're going to be taking your life in your hands trying to fish some spots on the front side there with all the crazy people on a holiday weekend. But, the island has actually been biting a little bit better than it's been. And plenty of squid around the backside east. And as we get closer to fall, we're seeing more of that signal on the big yellows biting up on the backside west high spots, which is traditional, and some big ones on the east end proper. So there's definitely some shots at that bigger yellow around the island right now. Or at Clemente, squid area in the cove, man, it's still producing. I had friends there the other day. They had full floats of bait, full floats. And big yellows and big sea bass on it, biting in the dark, and it's biting in the dark. It's done by daylight. So if you snooze, you lose.
Okay.
Offshore, still plenty of bluefin tunas around, smaller grade biting the poppers and the stick baits. And 200 plus pound fish that were caught here this week on live flying fish. My friends had a 230 on live flyers. Flyers are tough to get this year, tougher than normal. But, man, them tuna fish, love them. And then for the exotic of the week, this is crazy. One of my friends was out there fishing the area outside that 499 toward the Snail. Quite a bit of smaller fish coming up on the bait balls, and incredible bait balls out there. Whales coming up eating the bait balls. It was just Nat Geo stuff. But while we were fishing the stick baits for the tunas, they were snagging anchovies as long as the stick bait, as long as a Colt Sniper stick bait.
Wow, really?
Offshore anchovies, and haven't heard much of that in a long time. So that's there's your exotic of the week.
What's the marlin situation? I know they got tournaments coming up. What, next week or next couple of weeks up there?
It was good there for a bit, couple 3 weeks back. I didn't hear much this week at all, but I wasn't trying to find much either. I know there's been quite a bit of fish up on the inside between the A bank, out in front of Long Point, all the way up in front of the isthmus. There's been a pretty nice stretch of fish in there, and they're biting bait's better than the past few years. There's been a lot of meatballs up there that chovy, and the fish are on the meatballs staying up good. So guys are being able to get on them and throw mackerels and get some good bites, just like the old days, just like the really fun stuff. But yeah, there was a nice spot, and I didn't hear much this week. I don't know if it moved or just didn't get much coverage. You know, I just didn't hear anything about it. But there's definitely a few around. Yeah.
Awesome.
Should be good for tournament season coming up.
We'll take that. Well, if somebody wants to keep in touch with everything that's going on, and most importantly, the best bait tank in the whole world to keep that mackerel swimming around live during tournament season, how do we find you, Pacific Edge, Mark?
Ricky, we're in Huntington Beach. We're on the corner of Bolsa Chica and Edinger by our favorite giant Chevron station. And phone number is area code 714-840-4262. The website's pacificedgetackle.com. And I mentioned last week about some boat stuff happening and don't have the final word on the boat stuff, but I can tell you what, guys, it's going to be really nice here pretty soon. I got a feeling.
Hey,
sounds exciting.
We're pumped, buddy. And a great job as always. We really appreciate it, Mark. We'll look forward to talking to you next week.
Okay, you got it.
All right.
You guys have a good weekend.
Want to remind you, if you want to save $30 off of a new membership to FishDope.com, you can do that using the code Hookup now. It's all lowercase, no space, saves you $30 using that code Hookup now. We're going to continue with our catch report. Head on down to Cedros Sport Fishing and talk to our gal Rosie. What's up, Rosie?
This morning, I hope you guys are all excited for your 3-day weekend, which I do not get. So someone's got to work, you know?
Yeah.
So, but anyways, good old Cedros is back to being good old Cedros again. I know we had one tough day of fishing this week where, you know, it was tough even getting limits, but in true Cedros fashion, the very next day it turned on, and I had Captain Javier, sending me a picture. I think it was 7:36. He sent me a picture, said every boat had lips of yellowtail by 7:36. And they were, in his words, grandes. Yeah. And when Javier is telling you they're grandes, they were all 25 to 48 pounds.
Oh, my gosh. Jeez.
Yeah,
legit.
Yeah, real nice size. They were, surface iron was back on, yo-yo was on, dropper loop was on, everything was back to working again, which was really nice. Had the guys yesterday, had a group of 3. They checked in, I think it was right around 11:30. They had their clicker going on their calico bass. They were up to 184 calico bass for the 3 of them, and they said they were continuing to fish. So I didn't get their final count, but they were shooting for 300 yesterday.
My God,
that's crazy.
So isn't that amazing? It's still, when I tell people that, they totally think you're lying. And so social media, I actually posted it this morning. I posted the clicker. It was 184. And it wasn't
right?
it wasn't even the full day. It's there, And Ricky, you've been there. You've seen when you're bringing up the calico bass and there's multiple. On Cory, you too, multiple calico bass for
the
retrieve.
clouds.
You know what I
Love
mean?
it.
So they were doing good there.
You got us fired up, Rosie.
Yeah, the cow down by the salt transport facility. The white sea bass are going off there. Just unbelievable. We had a father take his 2 sons there, and I posted them this morning too. Got their limits of white sea bass yesterday.
That's incredible.
And isn't that crazy? And it was dropper loop with I think it was live sardines, and then they also said they were catching them on a yo-yo iron. It's like, you got to be kidding me.
That's awesome.
I think the big shout out for the day was Javier on a turnaround trip that came back on Monday. Had a 50-pound white sea bass.
Wow.
On surface iron.
Wow.
Surface iron. And we were all going crazy. So yeah. So Cedros is doing what Cedros does, and I hope it just keeps doing that till the end of October.
Well, it's awesome, Rosie. It's so awesome that such a remote place in Baja is so accessible from right here. I mean,
it really is.
Really, I mean, you make it so easy. I mean, we can leave in the morning and be there fishing in the afternoon, and And when we actually leave there with our bounty and leave for the CBX, we're having lunch at In-N-Out Burger, kind of dreaming about what we had.
It's a special place, Rosie. If somebody wants to take advantage of a trip coming up with you, how do we do it?
All right, so just give me a buzz, 619-772-7570. Check out the website at cedrosportfishing.com. There are still a few spots open. And Cory talked about how easy it is. Well, let me tell you, yesterday it just got easier. I was down at the CBX. I'm down there 3 times a week, trips a year. And one of the service people came up to me and said, hey, guess what? You don't need FMM visas anymore if you're going for under 7 days. So you don't even need visas.
That's awesome.
All you need is yes.
Well, great.
So even easier. So give me a buzz.
Thanks, Rosie. You're the best. Great job. Appreciate it very much. We'll talk to you next week.
You got it. Have a good one, guys.
Thanks, Rosie.
Oh, man. And all those reports were brought to us by Gamakatsu. And if you like to fish for tuna and you are not using Gamakatsu hooks, you're missing the bites. Their 720 heavy-duty assist hook is the one for your nighttime jigging. And for bait fishing, nothing beats the Nautilus circle hook. They come in sizes as small as a number 4 and all the way up to a 6/0. And for the big fish, the Nautilus HD is tough enough, but not oversized. You can see your local dealer or check them out at gamakatsu.com, and that's nothing but good times.
Yeah, no doubt, man. The phones or the texts are absolutely packed solid. A great one come through. Says, good morning, guys. What a fun show. So cool to hear Captain Pete. Hey, I read that you were the recipient of the Tommy Gifford Award. Major congratulations. In that article, it had also mentioned that you caught a 171-pound striper when you were just 12 years old in an 18-foot skiff. Can you tell us a little bit about that story and a little bit about the award? Congratulations. And that's from Rory in Lakeside.
Great. Yeah, that Tommy Gifford thing was amazing. It's what I liked about it was recognized people all over the world, and out here we're not as recognized as, say, the whole Florida and the East Coast, and then all these other places. And
it's an honor bestowed from the IGFA. Is that right?
IGFA, yeah.
Which is it's just how it is. It's just bigger out there than it is here.
It always has been.
And it's amongst their most prestigious awards that are all recommended by you guys, by the fishermen.
By the fishermen,
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So your peers bestowed that honor.
And anytime, no matter what you do, if you're recognized by your peers, you pretty much,
that's the one.
It feels good.
Yeah.
And that back to that marlin, that was, when I was 16, and that was on the Baccaruda.
Okay.
And I wasn't supposed to be out there.
That was farther than mom and dad allowed you to go.
Yeah, actually way further. So I got in trouble for it too. But yeah, we hooked one there on the old weather buoy outside La Jolla.
I love it.
And it was really good fishing. Those guys are, we just caught that one, but it was late and it was November and it got dark and they hadn't seen the boat, and we got in late, and my dad was up at the Marlin Club and with his arms crossed, and it was like,
yeah, because there's no hiding. If Pete's not allowed to go outside the kelp bed and you come back with a striped marlin, you got some explaining to do.
And he said, you're grounded. You can't use that boat for 2 weeks. And I said, that's okay, because we figured, well, I would just fly the flag for 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be up the whole time.
It's pretty amazing.
What a great story.
That's awesome, Pete. That's cool.
4 hours, black 6.0 with a horntail rod and Dacron and the whole
incredible.
You remember what she ate?
You know what? Back then we're pulling flying fish.
Okay.
And remember the original psychedelics? They call them psychedelics.
Okay.
There was a piece of lead with a green skirt on it with the beads.
Okay.
A Siwash hook, and had one of those down the middle.
I love it.
And it ate that thing. That was one of the first. That was one of the first lure fishing that back then it was mostly flying fishing.
That's cool. So we talked about the world travel. We've talked about a lot of stuff. The thing that I really want to get a chance to talk about as well, and it's been so busy on the phones this morning, is what you do now. And I think you get to run, in my opinion, one of the coolest fishing operations in the world. And I know you work with a fantastic guy who shares the same passion that you do. And give us a little bit of rundown about what Pete Groesbeck's current job is today.
Oh, yeah. I was fortunate 10 years ago to meet up with a man he either hunts, fishes, or plays golf, and not exactly in that order. So, and when I first started working for him, the pilot warned me. He says, "You better be ready because
this guy don't play.
He doesn't mess around. He might be golfing with this day, and next day he wants to be here." So we 2015 bought a 66 Viking.
Okay.
That we brought out here, and just in time to go up and do it was during that warm water, New Year, and all those marlin were pushed up against Santa Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
So we went up there and we had 48 in 7 days or something.
Local.
48
fish in 7 days local.
And he goes, "This is pretty good." I go, "Oh, it's not that way all the time." And then we caught wahoo, and then is there anything else to catch? Yeah, let's go down below the island. So that was when there was blue marlin around, and I hadn't put the full pattern out, so let's go down and look for kelp patties, and we hooked a 450 on the 302 and jumped it off, and then we found a kelp pattern with a bunch of Dorado on it, big ones, and we're down by the hidden bank in the afternoon tide. We caught a 3 1/4, and Steve was fishing. Steve Lassie was fishing Cabo, and I called him, and he goes, "Nothing going on down here," and I told him, "Well, we just boated one in California.
We're giving a ride to a blue marlin back to San Diego."
And then we redid the 66 and put pulpit and rails and bait tank and sonar and all that stuff. That was one of the first when that Omni sonar first came out.
Mm-hmm.
And fished out here, and we caught a swordfish and caught a 359-pound swordfish and
on the surface.
Surface. First one the boss had ever seen, and a 2 1/4 bluefin on a popper the same day.
Wow.
And the popper thing we haven't done that before. It was amazing. But his boss's son caught it. And then we did Cabo, and then we got a bigger boat. We built a 72 that we still have.
Okay.
And then he built a house in Cabo, so he wanted a day boat. So we built a 54 Viking.
Because you don't need the 72 footer, because if the house is down there, you're just going to go back and forth.
We keep the 72 up here.
Okay.
And then, so first trip we ran that thing out to the Finger Bank, the owner's wife thought it was too small
because she's used to the 72 footer.
Yeah, so we sold that, and then we built a 90 Viking.
Well, that's a whole lot more. You could put the 54 footer inside the salon.
Yes, well, I guess it's okay. So we did that and ended up taking that over a year and a half ago. We took it over to Canary, put on a ship, Canary Islands, and did Madeira and the Azores. Ran it back to Canaries, tied it up for the winter, and did the whole thing again. And now the boat's in the Azores right now.
That's awesome.
Incredible.
That's awesome.
And the Madeira was just awesome. We had blue marlin up to 850 pounds, and the island itself, and just the whole. And now we're gonna waiting for a ship, put it on a ship, send it back to Florida, get some work done, then take it back to Costa Rica and Panama.
Okay.
And then we had the same time we built the 72, we built a 44 Viking, which is up in Half Moon Bay, about 20 minutes from his house. And he's been fishing that.
He's a Central California resident,
right,
and loves fishing salmon and
we laid the thing out as a local close boat, downriggers and a crab puller. But
I remember you guys building that boat. Now Pete has a lifetime of boat building experience, so thinks about all the little things that you would want when you're running a boat. And that thing you guys designed for their salmon and crab fishing. And the thing that I love the most is down to hatches and boxes where normally on a 44 Viking they might store ballyhoo and things like that. Well, you guys built specific spots for their salmon to go into and ice chillers to go into, and all the way down to measuring the size of herring trays and building things the ultimate.
Yeah, we had salmon. We had
salmon and crab boat in mind.
It was. We had a salmon bleed box, and we had a full crab puller that we could pull out that ran on a separate battery system and stuff, and and then they took away the crab and they took away the salmon. And
but let me ask this. How many albacore have been on the boat?
Well, that's what I'm getting to.
Yeah, just wait.
When we built the boat, we built the 44. I talked to him, what about offshore? And he goes, I have to do a couple of days of summer. I said, okay, well, we can do that. And now we're 90% offshore.
Yeah.
And he just got back from a 3-day trip. He was up outside Fort Bragg. And the albacore fishing up there right now is off the charts,
like insane.
Commercial guys are the best year they're having in years. There's boats out of Fort Bragg this last week that had 50 to 75 fish a day. That's all trolling. There's no bait.
What size of fish? Like
the school fish, 12 to 20.
Yeah.
And the stuff down outside Santa Cruz, there's little pockets of water down there. They're catching bigger ones, 20 to 30 pounders.
Right.
And this stuff all the way down to Santa Cruz. I talked to a friend yesterday. They had 6 outside Santa Cruz, like 20 miles, just trolling around.
Yeah.
And so we're getting to is that to get to where he was yesterday, he puts bladders on the back. Right. So we're taking this 44 that we designed to fish inshore, and we're fishing offshore, and we're really pushing the limits of this thing, and it's done a hell of a job. So right now we're building a 50-foot express crossweight. That's the same hull that's Bad Company just finished. There's the Flybridge boat, and ours will be express because of the weather up there. And it's carbon fiber infused, and we can put the same engine package we have now in a 50 and get the same performance we have in the 44.
So you're gonna have a boat that has same fuel burn, same everything, but
right, more fuel, more accommodations, 2 chippers, make more ice, real bait tank, the latest electronics, and something that you can punch through some of that weather and get offshore a little more comfortable. Right now, it's guys sleeping on the floor in sleeping bags.
Yeah,
we didn't lay that boat out. And I kind of mentioned to Kevin.
It was built as a salmon day boat, and it turned into a multi-day albacore and bluefin and big eye boat.
Yeah. So now we're in the process of building that. So we have like 3 boats in 3 countries and building a 4th. Right now.
That's crazy.
It's really busy.
Yeah. I wanted to go back to what you were mentioning about the Madeira and the Canaries.
Canaries, there in the Azores. Yeah.
Is there much of a fishery? I mean, is there competition?
That area is basically summertime.
Yeah.
Fishery, and June, July, August, September.
Yeah, but is there a lot of people that fish that style?
No, I have charter boats. Just the guys that it's harder to get to.
Local.
So you have the operation. Steve Lasley and that Bad Company operation. They went from Cape Verde, really phenomenal fish in Cape Verde, and they took that whole operation and zoomed it up to Azores, and that's where they are now. And Steve's getting ready to go next week because they fish. There's fish over Horta. There's another island they go to, and they're starting to bite there. Marlin are starting to bite there, and there's big eye. Talk about big eye tuna. Oh my God, it's just phenomenal.
Pete was over there, and I get a WhatsApp video that just says, "Hey, gear's working great. Here's our morning," and it was a picture of a big eye, line zipping off of a troll fish, and then he just had like a close up of the trolling reel with line zipping off of it, and then all of a sudden the camera angle like zooms back out, and there was 5 other guys across to the back of the boat that all had a rod in their hand pulling on one, and it was a 6-way.
All 100-pound big eye.
Of big eyes, all triple-digit fish. Wow. They had 6 going at the same time.
Amazing place.
How cool is that?
That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
Yeah,
beautiful. And anybody in the summertime, and if somebody wants to go on vacation, that Madeira and the Azores, but it's a summertime thing. There's a high pressure that builds up there. It keeps the storms above it. And August, you go there, and God, people are really nice. The countryside is amazing. There's a trout hatchery on Madeira. I went up there. It's in the middle of the jungle, and all gravity fed water, and it's just a phenomenal place.
Incredible.
Just vacation, not even the fishing.
It sounds incredible.
We just tried to get up there and tour the islands as much as we could.
Now, all this world travel, Pete, what we have locally here, bluefin, and what we've seen in the last 10, 11 years here, is it not historical? I mean,
it is. We were talking earlier. That same year that I worked for 2015 was the year that they came here. We used to fish them in Guadalupe,
right?
Down there.
Yeah. And there was a flash in the 90s. We had a couple.
And we would catch them when we're fishing albacore. This time of year, you'd see schools of them. They wouldn't bite very well.
But it was a golden guppy. I mean, if you got a 20-pounder,
it
was
exactly.
Yeah.
And we went out. Unfortunately, to go out local here, and Rick was with us on a friend of ours, Dos Hermanos, and we had 4 fish that day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think we had the first 200-pounder.
It was the first year they showed up.
Yeah. First year.
It was it was the end of the season before everybody knew the big fish was here.
Yeah.
You know, in typical Pete fashion, that big fish had showed up, and there was some rumors and flashes about it, but nobody had really caught it. And there was a little bit that was seen, and we got to sneak out one the end of the season before it became a thing.
Right.
And you know, employing the techniques that other guys had done up here, but had been perfected on long range boats and in Cabo, and were kite fishing and yummy flyer fishing, and just the things that weren't known to be the way to catch the one locally. But you know, you got a guy that's got a lifetime of fishing around the world. He employed those big fish techniques in your backyard 40 miles from home, and
That was amazing.
it was really cool. Yeah.
But so, I mean, what we're experiencing here the last 10, 11 years, I mean, it's pretty badass.
Yeah.
I mean,
it is
something that's...
Well, I think, and you know, I've talked to Steve Lousy about it, and is that there's been this big northern push of water, you know, and I think everything's pushed up. That's why you don't see as many marlin, and you got all the albacore up there. Even there's bluefin, they're catching bluefin up.
Up to Oregon,
my
Washington.
boss has 9 bluefin this season, just trolling Mad Max and DTXs trolling around. So there's been a push where this, I think maybe that water when it did push that brought the bluefin in.
Yeah.
We don't know. And everybody knows, is it going to stay? You know, everybody's going to stay. Oh, that was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It looks like it. Who knows until there's another change in the water. But right now, it's amazing. You think about if they weren't here right now, what would they be catching?
Yeah.
Not much. You know, so it's amazing fishery, and it's everywhere, and everybody can fish for it, and you know, everybody can catch them, and
pretty cool.
You know, the tackle shops are killing it, and you know, it's great.
It's a good thing. Hey, we had a really fun text come through from Darren in Menifee. He says, good morning, guys. Rick, Cory, and Captain Pete. My question for Pete, you've clearly been around the world and done it all. What is your favorite trip to be fishing on as a fisherman? Take away everything else. You've done sport boats and yachts and been around the world. On a personal tip, what's your favorite thing to get to go do?
Catch big fish.
Okay.
You know,
just big,
something big.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what Steve Lousley's doing. He goes around. I think that right now that catching big blue marlin in the Cape Verde is probably the biggest thing. I haven't been there. We decided to stay back on the Canaries and fish bluefin this year. That didn't show up, but yeah, the big marlin wherever they are, and it's the hard thing is that you know you got the summer, early fall. Well, that's where good fishing is most everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't be
everywhere.
Can't be everywhere that time of year.
Right.
My boss tries to, but it's just for me, as long as I've been doing it, this, you know, the big fish are, you see an 850-pound marlin that just like, you can't believe they move that fast.
Yeah.
You know, something in the water. It's incredible.
I don't want to keep,
I like that.
I don't want to keep telling your stories, but I have to bring up another one. And it was on one of your recent trips out there to the Azores right now. And you were talking about, you know, putting the gyros up and seeing, you know, just like you would see here, a big school of tuna up splash around. They got bait pinned up into a ball, and there was 100 to 300 pound big eyes and yellowfins that were crashing through this ball. And then you said you and the crew were watching it. And then in the middle of those 100 to 300 pounders, a grander size bluefin tuna blows out of the middle of the same bait ball. Like,
3/4 of the way out of the water. Like, oh my gosh.
So seeing 100 to 100 splash around a bait ball, and then seeing a 900 pound, who knows how big, like.
No, really quick, that bluefin fishery in the Canaries, and we're going to go back, and we met some people who probably fly back there and fish them. This year, they come up through the Azores, and they go into the Mediterranean to spawn. They come out of the Mediterranean, they go around Portugal, and then they move up, and some people think they would do a big circle and come back. So a lot of them come through, some of them come through the Azores and Madeira. This usually come through the Canaries really good.
Okay.
And so we all set up for it, and we hunted around like we did here, found a little bay that is loaded with mackerel, all you wanted.
Similar mackerel to what we have here?
Yeah, they're just like greenies, except they have little spots on their bellies.
Okay.
And so we had 300 pieces on the boat, and I got this local kid, and the way they fish the big bluefin is there's these spots, these spotted dolphin and spinners, and spinners or spotted dolphins move real slow more than the white bellies.
Okay.
And you so I see when I try to get in front of him, he goes, no, just slow down, go right through the middle of them. I go, what? I don't do that. So we go right through the middle of them and shut the boat down. He starts chumming.
Okay.
And these spotted dolphin or spinners, They come in and start eating the chum.
Okay.
Right behind the boat. Just start throwing whatever you got. They eat anything. And when they do that, you slide back 2 mackerel past them. And when they start feeding on that stuff, what bluefin are with them come up to see what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they eat your baits.
That's incredible.
That's so
and
cool.
I wouldn't have known to do that.
Yeah.
Right. That's
I love
definitely
it.
nothing you'd want to do here, right?
We fished 6 days, 6 hard days, and we had 2 blow-ups. I had like half a dozen fish on the meter below it, and we kept feeding them, and then we had one fish completely miss a bait and 3/4 way out of the water and missed the bait, and another blow-up, and that's the only one we saw. Nobody caught any.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then when Steve Lousley, they're bringing the 57 Spencer down to go to Cape Verde from Spain. They found them just miles and miles of giant bluefin tuna.
Where they were.
They bypassed the island. They went between the islands and the beach.
Oh, that's incredible
That's so
stuff,
cool,
man. So cool.
So
Pete.
we stayed back to do that while they fish Cape Verde, but the technique with how they catch them, and they're very successful at it.
Yeah, that's
when
cool.
When the guys are catching, some of the guys that fish hard, they catch 25, 30 of them, and they're all release, but
Unbelievable.
They're 500 to 1,000 pounders. Most of them 8 to 1,000.
Boy, if you told a local guy to run through the middle of the dolphin,
I know. I was like,
you're
what?
describing how to screw it up, right?
Yeah, and then you start. Wait a minute, we're feeding the dolphin.
Yeah.
What are we
Like
doing?
ducks on a pond.
Crazy, Pete. Well, hey, we're going to be right back. More of these cool stories. They have a Pete Groesbeck in studio. Super cool. We're going to be right back, not only on the Let's Talk Kebab, but YouTube and Facebook Live.
Get limited time deals across many of Ford's award-winning lineup of trucks and SUVs. A lineup featuring California's #1 truck brand with Ford F-Series, the all-electric Ford Mustang Mach-E, the iconic Ford Bronco, and the versatile Ford Maverick truck. It's your chance to save, whether it's gas, hybrid, or all-electric. Find the perfect Ford for you during the Labor Day Sell-a-thon. Everything ends September 2nd, so don't wait. Hurry into your local San Diego County Ford dealer today.
Hey, this is Rosie with Cedros Sport Fishing. We have always been the leader in fishing trips to Cedros Island. We have set the bar even higher with our second lodge opening for the 2022 season. Side-by-side lodges sitting on the cliff's edge with relaxing ocean views. With direct flights departing through the CBX in San Diego, we are committed to providing first-class service to our guests and an unforgettable fishing experience. Come check out the yellowtail and calico bass capital in the world. Nobody does it better than Cedros Sport Fishing. Call me at 619-772-7570 or check us out at cedrosportfishing.com.
All right, well, it's time to talk about great gear from Shimano. And, Shimano has done so much with changing some of the best that they had for the better. When the Talica series of 2-speeds came out, we didn't think it could possibly get any better than it had. And then the newest version, those Talica A's came out. And, the Talica 50, that newest version, is just such a game-changing reel. And, Pete, I know you guys have experienced it too. It's a 50-sized reel that can just do more than what we used to out of a reel of that
it's
size.
Amazing. You go into your store and you look at these old videos, and they have the old videos, and the guys have the 50 wides and 80 wides, and they're all strapped in, and
now you're doing it with something that fits in the palm of your hand and getting 50 and 60 pounds of drag out of a reel that still gets free spool. It's an amazing piece of machinery. Check it out at your local dealer, or for more information, you can check out Shimano.com, that new Talica A.
This is Duke Ekstrom from the Royal Star. In 1983, a group of intrepid anglers envisioned crafting the best sunglasses on the water. It's true now as it was then. Costa's performance frames excel in the toughest of elements. These styles are packed with functional features that create a competitive advantage for any adventure on the water. From the lake to offshore, Costa's performance collection has a legacy of helping anglers stay on the water longer. Learn more at costadelmar.com.
A top fleet and superb fishing is what Seaforth Sport Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, it's no wonder Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limit, Elgato Dos, Pride, Tribute Pacifica, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth, Sea-Watch, and San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. For charters or regular open party schedule, check seaforthlanding.com. Run by fishermen for fishermen in Mission Bay.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. And man, giving away a pair of Costa sunglasses and having Pete Groesbeck in studio, man, it's super cool. The stories, the lifetime of stories, world travel, and just having a great time. And if you want to send us a text, do so on the app. Make sure you do leave your name and telephone number. Way to get a hold of you. We're going to have Pete flip the coin right here at the end of the show and put Costa sunglasses, man. The Blackfin Pro going to one lucky caller or texter.
So cool to get to give those away, and what a perfect pair to get to give away. That blue mirror lens, Costa 580 glass, perfect for offshore fishing and spotting a spot of 1,000-pound bluefins jumping out on a bait school. That's pretty cool.
Exactly.
Hey, well, we had a bunch of texts come through. I wanted to read this one from that I thought was really cool from Bruce in Point Loma. It says, "Hi, Pete. This is Bruce from Point Loma. We went to school together and went fishing with other school friends on your boat, Descanso, and got a marlin. You took us with you. Your knowledge, even in high school, was unmatched. You're the man. It's great to hear you on Let's Talk Hookup this morning from Bruce and BB."
Yeah, that was one of those Pilardo boats. Those my dad bought one, and my brother and I ran it. We had out of Fisherman's Landing, and we did it single 671 and fishing albacore, but nobody was fishing marlin out of here. So we were running some trips.
Incredible.
That. Yeah, it was pretty neat.
That's fun things over the year. Cory, I know you said you had a fun text coming through.
Yeah, definitely. It says, "Good morning, guys. I was looking forward to the show with legend Pete Groesbeck. Pete, with everything you've done, all the places you have fished, do you have one thing to do and a place to fish on your bucket list?" And that comes from Jeff in Huntington Beach.
Probably Cape Verde, basically, because back to the big fish, and the season down there was amazing. How many they're catching a day and how many big ones. And it started in April, and the guys took off and went. It was still going on.
Yeah,
we're still catching them. And I haven't been there, so it's a place I haven't been there. But
not a lot of hot fishing spots on the globe that you haven't got a chance to get to check out yet.
Great Barrier Reef is great, but it's very seasonal.
And the weather's pretty tough there, right?
Yeah, it's tough, but you're fishing real close to the reef.
Okay.
And there's big black marlins are phenomenal. Like they're part of my favorite fish too. But yeah, I haven't been to Cape Verde yet.
That's cool.
That would probably be one. I was trying to hitch a ride with Steve this year, but we couldn't put it together. But
is that blue and black marlin then? Is that
blues? There's no blacks in the Atlantics.
Okay.
And it's really weird is that I think Steve that they had Bad Company had tagged black marlin, then they had one that came down and it started to go around the bottom of Africa, and it turned around and went back.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
what a trip!
I mean,
That's
there's
cool.
there's no fence there, says they can't.
Yeah.
You can't come in here.
But it didn't
they
make the
don't.
turn. What
They
a
don't. It
trip!
turned around and went back. So they're studying why don't they come up there? It's certain currents and something they don't like.
Just a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good there. And they have Bad Company guys have done a lot of these sonic tags now and getting a lot of information back.
It's cool. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yep.
Hey, I wanted to remind you about a very cool thing and a new sponsor here to Let's Talk Hookup, and that's Charlie's Landing, which is that awesome restaurant right next door to C4 Sport Fishing, and got a great location. Obviously, all of us fishermen are so aware and love fishing at a Seaforth, and they're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Killer food, ice cold beer. We were talking about it last week. He's got such a great program going. If you're chartering a boat, whatever it might be, your group of guys, and everybody's driving down, getting ready to go fishing on the boat, rather than trying to get a last second burrito before you stop, or a burger on the way, you can call Brant ahead of time, set up they'll build an entire meal package ready to go for you, whether your group is 5 guys or 25 guys, and whatever you want. You want a rib dinner with all the sides, whatever. They'll just prepare everything for you, and when you pick up, you'll get the aluminum trays ready to go, so your whole group doesn't have to worry about having food beforehand.
What a killer deal, Rick! Because most charter boats, I mean, you leave the dock and it's up to you.
Yeah, you're on your own until the next
Yeah.
morning. And so they'll set up everything for you. They have a really killer deal. Fishermen and whale watchers, you get your first beer for only $1 with your reservation and your first entree. So, you go down, hang out after fishing or beforehand, you're jumping on the whale watch boat. You can get a cold one for only $1 with your entree. It's just, they do so many cool things, including, and this is a big one for me on the skiff, if you're a private boater, you can call in and order ahead of time, slide up to the Seaforth dock, run up and get your breakfast burrito, get your lunch made, whatever. They'll provide your boat, your food, restaurant quality made for the day. Slide up on the dock, go run up and grab your food. They just do so many cool things. And Brant, obviously a fisherman, been around forever. He's a guy that, has had a license and driven boats and yachts for 25 years and has been around here forever. And it's just really cool to have somebody that's got the fisherman in mind with that restaurant background.
That sounds really cool, man.
Yeah, we dig it. So very, very fun. If you want to get more information, check the guys out. It's Charlie's Landing, perfectly named after his daughter. And just a great guy doing a great thing, and really wanted to keep the nostalgia and everything that has existed with the Landing restaurant over the years, and but put a fisherman's twist to it.
If you ever wanted to escape the East County heat, Rick,
dude,
and just go hang out, they have the most killer patio setting overlooking the Landing, and it's just you have the boardwalk right in front of you, people going back and forth, and it's just a cool place to go have a smash burger and an adult beverage and just hang out.
I love it. Good call. Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, appreciate that very much, and gonna be fun. I had another really fun text coming through for Pete here. It says, "Good morning, guys. What a great show, Pete. Can you dip back into your days fishing with the Bad Company Dream Team? I'm curious. Back then, they had mentioned that you ran the cockpit. Did you enjoy just getting to fish and not worry about driving? Do you prefer being behind the wheel? And can you tell us a little bit about some of your favorite tournament days with Bad Company?"
Oh my gosh, that was a fortunate thing. I met Steve Lasley in Cabo, and we hit it off. We talked about, had the same kind of ideas on fishing and stuff, and then we're fishing. Before the Bad Company, he were working on a couple of. He was running a couple of different yachts, and we were doing tournaments on a couple of different boats. And then Anthony Shea, who he knew, approached him, and he goes, "I want to buy a boat." And he had a boat. He had a 60 Hatteras.
Okay.
"I want to buy a boat and want to put a team on it." So he bought a 55 Hatteras.
Because competitive marlin fishing previous to that was always during the tournaments, there would always be, an assembly of the guys. Hey, this guy's a good fisherman. He's going to come and fish the Bisbees with us or whatever. But there wasn't a lot of doing this, of building a team of guys that were only going to fish tournaments.
Catalina had the Catalina Gold Cup, so it was pretty competitive, a lot of good fishermen. And he wanted to have a team that would fish and just fish tournaments. So Steve called me, and he got this couple guys from Hawaii and Jim Kingsmill, and we just had a blast.
So Anthony comes along, says, "I want to fish the tournaments." You hire, legendary Groesbeck. You're in charge of the cockpit, the best eyeballs in the round. Everybody says, Jimmy Kingsmill, you're up top. You get the best eyes, the best glasses, the best electronics, the best guy on the wire,
the best guy driving the boat too.
Yeah, it's the dream team.
Yeah, but see, Anthony, he had a 60 hat,
mm-hmm.
and he didn't fish with us. It was just the team, right? And we went on Catalina a few times, and then it was 2006, I think it is. We did Cabo on the Bisbee tournament one year, and it was 180 boats. It was a 3-day tournament, but the first day closed the port because the storm went by. So it was a 2-day tournament. So they combined all the money into 2 days, and there was 180 boats, and we caught 2 blue marlin. There's 3 blue marlin caught, 3 qualifiers caught. We caught 2 of them.
You got 2 of the 3.
And we had first place, second place, and all the jackpots and everything. And we ended up winning $3.9 million.
Holy!
At the time was the most ever won. Now the ones back White Marlin Open and the Mid Atlantic, they got 280 boats, fishing all over the place. So their jackpot's gone up, but
they couldn't handle a West Coaster
that was
doing them, right?
But that was back then. It was the only reason it happened is because it was just everything fell into place.
Perfect storm. You guys, you won all the money.
Yeah.
All the categories, all the money, all the places.
There was a 301 caught. There was the only other qualifier.
Now, how many days would you guys fish in preparation for that? That's just what your job was, to go fishing every day?
No, we go down there and Steve we'd figure out where all the bait is or where the bait wasn't. We'd figure out,
the program was funded and you guys just fished every day.
Uh-huh.
As if it were tournament day for 2 months ahead of time. You fished every day and got to the point where you just knew where everything was at, where the bait was at, when it showed up, when the fish bit, when they didn't, where they were, if they weren't where they were supposed to be.
Yeah, Anthony was on his 60, during that tournament,
Okay.
fishing right alongside us. So it's pretty cool how he must have seen the whole thing fall in place.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was quite the deal. I mean, the striped marlin fishing up here, and then down there, mostly fished black marlin, and but the blues were on the bank that year, and Steve knows that bank really well. We just had both fish came off the same stone,
and just knew where to be, when
two
to
bites
be.
and two bites and caught two. So
Incredible.
Yeah,
that was pretty fun.
That's
we
one
still,
of those.
And Steve, we still talk about it. Right?
Yeah, I'm sure. That's one of those things where knowing where not to be is every bit as
Exactly.
important as that. And when you get that many days of it, you get to know where they are and where they aren't, and where they will be if things go wrong. And you just can't do that without every day being on the grounds. You can know the bottom, and you can know the bait, and you can know the likely spots. But
plus without restrictions.
Yeah,
like I have to pick up a friend. Oh, I want to play golf this afternoon, or I got to pick somebody at the airport, or we want to go watch whales. It was full on,
Tournament
minded.
Yeah. So how do you, like, when you're preparing for that in the days and weeks ahead? I mean, you don't want to hook them. You don't want to. I mean, you're just out observing. Do you try to tease them up?
We do different techniques and trying different stuff, and we don't. The only time we don't put hooks in them is the day before the tournament.
Okay.
But we're trolling baits. We put a bait out with no hook in it, or when you're trolling lures, you put no hooks in them. Because not every year, but a lot of years, a guy will catch an 800-pounder 2 days for the tournament.
Pre-fishing.
Yeah. And you might as well not even leave the dock, buddy. You're done.
Yeah, you're not going to get your second 800-pounder this week.
not normally.
That's pretty cool.
There's always that, just don't hook them before the tournament.
Yeah, no doubt. Well,
and the guy that now, the guy I'm with now is that I've done it, and I don't think this guy I'm with now would have fun doing it.
Yeah.
And it's not fun, don't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think a lot of these guys, young guys, come in, they force their owners to fish tournaments, and the guys go, God, this is no fun. And then
it's intense.
It's intense, and it's expensive, and it's hardcore, and it's not a lot of fun. I mean, it can be when you win.
Yeah, sure.
But, I mean, it's
holding the check is fun, but a whole lot goes into it before that part happens.
Oh yeah, and some of these guys are they're on their boat owners are on the boat to have fun, a good time. Yeah. And I think personally, I think there's a lot of these operations that shove their tournaments down their throats, and they ended up, some of them love it. Just go right with it. Some of them just go, I don't want to do this. It's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
I've seen operations just basically shut down. Guy sells the boat.
Yeah.
Wasn't fun anymore.
Over.
So so travel around and keep having fun.
Yeah. So we're just traveling around trying to do stuff we haven't done yet. And
I love it.
We go back to Costa Rica. We're
keeping tabs on the albacore forest.
Oh yeah. I'm worried about that. He's all over that.
I love
it. They do have another salmon opener next week.
Okay.
Next Thursday, Friday.
Yeah. Okay.
Another big salmon
Oh
opener.
my God, the big one, right?
Oh God.
48 hours.
Guys are fishing rock cut up there catching salmon.
Yeah.
There's no shortage of those.
So
things.
crazy.
Yeah,
Anyway,
cool.
so we're getting the boat. The radar went out on the 44, so we're getting another radar put in on Tuesday so he can fish Thursday. So we're just kind of, a lot of this, it's just trying to manage all these boats.
That's a lot of moving parts. I mean, I know how many things go wrong having a 25-foot Parker. I can't imagine having a half a dozen yachts from 44 to 90 feet in different parts of the world.
The thing that makes it every rod that we made from the 66. Every piece of tackle we made has come from Fisherman's Landing Tackle.
Hey.
How cool does that feel, Rick?
And that's
my favorite.
An average 60 rods per boat, right? And they have the 66, the 72, the 44, the 54, and the 90.
It's been a lot of fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Time 60.
And I don't have to, go in there and try to, okay, here's what I have to have.
Yeah.
I'm going to need this. And Rick goes, what do you want? Marlin caster? How many of those? You want a, calico bass rod? You want a 2-inch rod, 40, 50-pounder? You want to, so yeah. How many? Yeah. And thanks to, Cal Sheets and Eric, he sent us stuff there, get it all blueprinted. And
it's been the most fun project and the most fun guys to get to work with. And one of the coolest ones for that 90-footer, I think we built 94 or 96 rods. Because the thing is, like, that boat has to be self-sustained. It's going across the world. And on one trip, they might be fishing 1,000-pound bluefins, but another trip, they might be in an anchorage and want to flip a spinning rod off the side of the boat and catch a jack and everything in between. And the fun part for me, the challenge was building it. And, okay, the boat's going to be ready at this time. We got to do this. So I got my time in the back of my head. Okay, we got to get 90 rods built. That's a huge thing. And then Pete goes, well, there's a wrinkle. We have a custom cabinet guy. All of these rods are going to go into this bitchin' storage facility. Well, good enough isn't good enough on a 90-foot Viking. We need to have every rod in hand because every clip has to fit every rod. So in the rod storage room, it's all together. So we need these a month ahead of time. And so 90 rods get put into tubes and shipped back to the East Coast. So the Finnish carpenter has them in hand to build this bitchin' room. And
if we have a full walk-in tackle room. We have a closet that was a linen closet down the hallway that has 15 spinning rods in it. It's just a spinning rod locker.
Of course, you got to throw the linens aside, man. We need the spinning gear.
Let's get the important stuff out.
I'll put the towels on the bills.
It's a pretty cool. It's a fun one.
Right now we're at it again because we're building the 50, and the owner's got more with. I put the owner and Rick together more because he runs the 50 himself or the 44.
Yeah,
I go up and help him out, but he likes to drive the.
And that's out of Half Bay.
Most fun guys I've ever got to work with in all my years at the tackle store. Pete's a very good friend and knows everything he's doing. The thing that really sets this one apart is the owner who I've grown to have a very fun friendship with is the most impressive because he's a tackle nerd like I am, and most people that are in a position like he is are not. A lot of people, and this is, with all the respect to all the guys who they like to go on the boat and they've worked their ass off at whatever their job is, and they've been able to, to raise the funds to get to go enjoy their boat. But most of them have a Pete who says, this rod does this and this rod does that. And Pete was busy building, one of the boats. So he says, hey, our guy's going to call you and he's got some questions about gear. And I figure, okay, no problem. I'll tell him, this is a good fishing pole. This dude, and it's why he's one of my best buds now, he knew everything about everything. Hey, I want to get some rods built. The 44 is his boat. That's the boat that he operates. And the Bluefin and the Albacore, he does that, not Pete. He's obviously got a Pete on the payroll, so he's got questions and help with building boats. But he says, I really want to get some graphiters, and I was just going to get stock ones. But the problem with 765Ls is they only come with graphite seats, and I want aluminum reel seats, and I don't like this gimbal, and I want to do a different guide configuration. Can you build me these rods this way? And I just was floored that somebody in that position knew every bit about the tackle, the rods, the building. I mean, he knows everything that I do. His questions aren't, what do you think about this? It's, hey, this is what I'm thinking about doing. What input do you have? What can we do that? It's been the most fun to work with.
We put 24 volt LPs on the used for teaser reels, right? We put them on a 72, took the 12 volts and put them in storage. And I gave the 12 volts to Kevin. He bought two more. He's trolling fishing bluefin, 9.5 knots. He's trolling 2 DTXs and 2 Mad Max. He starts the first one at 400 feet, next one 800, ends up 1,200 feet, 1,600 feet, and he's pulling them all on LPs, on all electric reels.
That's crazy stuff.
It's the funnest operation.
And to know all that went through Fisherman's Landing tackle, man. It's so cool.
It's been my most proud thing, and they're my buds, and it's really cool to watch it all
call
go
Rick
down.
up. I call it, Rick, do you have that pink and purple, Mad Max? I just lost one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I need it next day aired tomorrow. No problem, man. We'll figure it out. We'll get it there.
Such crazy stuff. We're going to be right back, man. We need another 2 hours with Pete Groesbeck, right? So when we come back, 2 more hours. Hey, we're going to be right back on Let's Talk Hookup YouTube and Facebook Live.
Don't let the summer pass you by with powerful deals on new Yamaha outboards during Yamaha's Cruise into Summer sales event. From now until September 3rd, 2025, purchase a new eligible Yamaha 450 to 30 horsepower outboard and get up to 7 years of warranty protection. Looking for a lower horsepower? Yamaha's got you covered. Purchase a new Yamaha 25 to 2.5 horsepower outboard and receive up to $300 in dealer credit. Yamaha, reliability starts here. Offer ends September 3rd, 2025. Subject to change. Other restrictions and conditions apply. Select models excluded. 24-month Yamaha extended service added to 36 or 60-month factory limited warranty. Choice offered to Florida residents is a 24-month Yamaha limited warranty for select motors. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. Cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Our hardworking crew will make your fishing experience one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. Fisherman's Landing is a full-service sport fishing operation offering great half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day trips on the spacious and comfortable 85-foot Liberty. With bunks for your comfort, a huge bait capacity, and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Fisherman's Landing also boasts the best captains and crews in the business, from seasoned veterans to our young future legends. All our open party trips from half-day, full, or 1 to 3 day trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Sport fishing, not just for dad anymore, thanks to the Dana Wharf's Kids Club. Dana Wharf Sport Fishing invites all anglers 12 and under to join the Kids Club today. Membership includes over $100 of really cool stuff, like 2 free fishing trips, whale watch trip, as well as a free Dana Wharf Kids Club hat or t-shirt. Log on to the website, danawharf.com, or visit them in Dana Point Harbor, the bass capital of the West, and only minutes from the 5 freeway in Orange County.
Rock Cod Rick here to tell you about Parker Boats and the guys at West Coast Marine. By now, you all know my boat partner and I bought a new 25 Parker center console from crew at West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa. We've known for a long time that a Parker was the boat for us. It's a stout workhorse of a boat built to last and get you home when the seas get rough. Parker Boats at the launch ramp, the offshore tuna grounds. You wake up in the morning on an overnight trip and there they are. Parker Boats of all sizes, fishing in the same areas as the sporties. There's a good reason for it: fishability and seaworthiness. West Coast Marine has several new Parkers in stock and ready for delivery, and they have more on the way. Don't get caught without a reliable boat when fishing is this good. Take it from me, if you're ready for a new Parker at a fair, upfront, and honest deal, you need to see West Coast Marine. Check out the inventory and information at westcoastmarine.com.
Hookup!
We got to have a great time here. Looks like I didn't have that mic kicked up like I saw it. So again, a huge thanks to Pete, man, for joining us. We did the prize coin flip there, and the mic was silent. So our guys on YouTube and Facebook shot me, go, hey man, kick those microphones back on. But a big congratulations
to Matt and Camarillo.
Yeah, you got it, bro. You got yourself a brand new pair of Costas, Matt. And again, Pete, just want to thank you so much for taking that time to hang with us and talk fishing with us.
Thank you so much.
A lot of fun. 2 hours isn't nearly enough time.
We need 2 more.
We really do, and we're gonna try and peel Pete off when he's not, in French Polynesia or at the Azores or in Cabo or somewhere cool. We're gonna try and sneak you back, convince you to come back and hang and talk fishing with us. So again, a huge thanks, buddy. Really appreciate you taking the time and telling some stories, and we had a lot of fun with you, bro. It was fun. All right, and hey, we appreciate you out there. Another great show coming for you. And tomorrow morning, Captain Mike Pritchard from the Tribute's going to be joining us, keeping us up to date on all that great bluefin fishing that's going on. Those guys are having some great fishing right now. We'll look forward to another great 2 hours with Captain Mike and another 2 hours with you. Really appreciate everybody out there listening. Big thanks to Cory. Happy that Pete went through that little issue so well and recovering. And again, a great time. And we'll look forward to having you again tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m. with Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California Sport Fishing Boys on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan. We'll see you tomorrow.